All right, let's start. Now, we want to talk about business structure. I want to believe that everybody that is here, please, you can make use of the chat room in case you have something to communicate. Why we come up with this was because I realized a lot of my clients have plenty questions to ask. And I've been answering them, but I just realized that it would be the best if I set this up to answer some questions and to give some explanations about compliances, business structures, registrations, and all these government agencies so that we will all learn from there. Now, let me just share my slide with you. Yes, okay. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is a business structure. Yes. Hello. Please just try as much as possible to communicate from the chat room. Yes, I will really appreciate that. Okay. So let's talk about business structure. A lot of people hear about pre-incorporation and they don't actually know what is all about. And your pre-incorporation is when you've not registered your company. Yes, I think we are good like this. Okay, your pre-incorporation is when you are still the processing of registering your company. That is pre-incorporation. And when we want to talk about business structure, is a lot of people don't even know the difference between maybe an enterprise, business name, limited, incorporated trustee. They don't even know maybe your particular, the business you want to register or you want to go into, what will it fit in? What registration should you do? Is it an enterprise? Is it limited liability company? Is it incorporated trustee or limited by guarantor? People don't know all that. So at times what we do is to ask them. The first question I normally ask is, what is your nature of business? What do you want to go into? So with that, we try to advise. So I just realized that it's necessary to let people know all these things so that it helps them in their businesses. Now, if you want to talk about your structures, there are a lot of factors that is attached to business structure. Number one, your goal. What is your mission? How do you want, how do you want your expansion? Do you want a partnership? Is it a business that you can start with small capital? Is it a business that you need a larger capital? Because those are the things that help you with your structure. Those are the things that help you in which business is it enterprise you should register or limited, or how to go about it. Everybody can testify that the way this country is going now, you cannot just run your business like a market woman. You cannot just run your business like a tout. You cannot just run your business like an illiterate. So you have to do things properly. You have to do things in such a way that if any opportunity comes your way, you'll be able to go for it. Now, when you talked about the structure, we have a lot of things when it comes to structure. Let's start from registering a company. How do you know if you're supposed to register your company as a business name or as a limited liability company? If you want to have total control of your business, you don't want partnership, you want to bear your loss alone, you want to bear your profits, you want to enjoy your profits alone, it's good you go with an enterprise. Now, when you now understand that the capital you need for this particular business, it's a bit high, that you need support, That means you have to go with a company that has shares. You can invite people to come and buy shares in your company. That's when you go with limited liability company. So you can invite people to buy shares in your company. You don't bear your loss alone. And you people enjoy, anybody that buys shares, dividends follow. So at least you share your profits with anybody that have shares in your company. And the business name is just for the small scale business. That's an enterprise. If you want to register an enterprise, it's just for maybe it's a small business, you are just starting low, it has a low capital, you don't have too much capital to start an enterprise. And you don't want risk of somebody claiming your company, or you want a total control, so you go for an enterprise. And when you want to talk about limited liability company, if you want to start bidding for contracts, you need a huge capital. And there's some contract that the requirements will be like, let it be a 10 million share capital, let it be 5 million share capital. You should know that enterprise cannot go for that. And there are some that they will tell you that, okay, well, PENCOM, ITF, NSIFT, all this, you should know that an enterprise cannot go for that. So if it depends on the kind of company, your vision, your dream concerning your company, the long-term vision you have for the company determine the type of structure you give to your company. So some people believe that when you ask them to register a limited liability company, and you tell them that 1 million share capital cannot be enough for that kind of nature of business, they believe it's because you want to make money. No, it's because the way the act is, the way company is being structured. There are some companies you want to register, Corporate Affairs Commission will not take a 1 million share capital from you. Like you want to register anything that has to do with like imports, there's some aspects of import and exports that 1 million can go for. But travels and tours, they can't collect 1 million from you. You cannot do 1 million because a share capital is like a worth. Okay, let me say that. A share capital is like a worth of your company. So they believe that if you are doing something so huge, you can't do that. You can't just register. You can't make your worth to be lesser than. So it will be like a risk for anybody that wants to invest or that wants to partner with you. Now, if you now want to do a microfinance bank is like 35 million share capital. And there are some contracts you want to take, they will tell you that they needed, I've seen a lot of things that clients bring to me. Some of them even increase their share capital because of the job they want to take. Maybe like 10 million, 20 million, 100 million share capital. So when people say that, they believe that, no, you want it. That means you have the capacity to handle that contract. You have the capacity to handle the job. So, but if you have only an enterprise and you have such dream, you can't go for it. Now, the difference between business name and a company is a control. You cannot, although now, when you register a company, you can be the only shareholder, you can be the only director. But I used to tell people there is a risk. That means if anything happens to you, your company is gone. Actually, I don't know why they changed that part. Do you understand? It was changed, I think last year, that one person can own a company. If you own a company that worth how many millions and something happened to you and you don't have a proper structure for it, that means there will be an issue. Or if any risk or loss come up, that means you bear it all alone. So you are just running your company like an enterprise. That's how it is. And another advantage about having a company is you cannot be sued directly as a director of the company. They can sue your company. Your company is a legal entity. Your company can be sued. It has effects on you as a director, but you can't jail you because of your company. If anybody sue you, they sue you, but they sue your company, not like, okay, I'm MD of Primeflow. If you sue my company, you sue Primeflow because Primeflow is a legal entity. It's on its own. I'm just equally like a staff too. That's how it is. That's how government sees companies. You have a shares there, but you cannot be held responsible for anything that comes up. So you cannot be sued personally. Your company is the only thing that can be sued. So that's another advantage. But if you have an enterprise, if anything happens to your company, it happens to you directly. It affects you directly. If there's any issue that comes up, you have issues with customers or anything, it affects you directly. So that is one of the things. But enterprise gives you control that you want. The company might not give you control that you want, even though you are a shareholder. You have your director that run your day-to-day operations, and you have other shareholders that have stake in the company. So you have a lot of stakeholders like the employee. So you cannot just come up and say something. You have to talk to your board of directors, talk to the shareholders, or so those are the things. But total control is one enterprise. But if you want to build a company that will have a going concern and a long-time vision, I think company is the best. Okay, why should I register my company? It's good to register your company because, some people believe that, let me be using my personal accounts, let me be doing this. How do you want to give your customer or clients confidence? How do you want to give them this courage to do business with you? I've seen a lot of people that, recently, I think is here. Somebody now, I think his friend wanted to use his company to take up a job. The first question they asked him, are you a director in that company? He now said, yes, I'm a director. So the person that owns the company ran to me, tell me that I should quickly help them hire him as a director because they will not give him that job. They believe that as an individual, you can disappear and they can't find you. But if you are a company, there's no way you can run. You are registered, you have your details in Corporate Affairs Commission. No way, you cannot run. So it gives people that want to do business with you, your customers, your client, confidence. I've been in this office. I normally do Facebook ad and all that. People that they don't really know you, or somebody that is in Anambra. I think we have some clients in Anambra. We have in Lagos. We have in Osun State. People maybe through social media ad, and they will just send somebody that they know that is in Abuja, send my address. I'll just be in the office. You just see somebody walks into your office. You'll not be like, okay, how can we help you? I'll just be hearing them struggling with my secretary. What is going on? The next thing is, I say, okay, you can call me. What's the issue? Now say, my brother, my uncle, my daddy met you on social media, and and they asked me to go and confirm if the company is actually existing. That's how it's being done. So at times when you use some address, you have to be careful if you want to run a portfolio company. So now what I'm talking about is registering your company, give people confidence to do business with you. It's give you more trust, and it gives you some opportunity, maybe taking a loan or having somebody to invest in your company. Those are the advantage of you registering your business and why your company should be registered. And another thing, let me give you another scenario. When I was working in Corporate Affairs Commission in Lagos then, a man walked in and he wanted to register a company. He gave me the name, I searched for it, it wasn't approved. And later he now said, when I told him it was not approved, the man started crying. A big man, I said, sir, what happened? He just, a name that he has been using to get job, they just put to his personal account, but this particular company gave him a check on the company's name that was not registered. Now he now ran to CAC to register the company so that at least he can pay him the check. But CAC did not register the company for him, as in that particular name. And he find it difficult to go back to those people and tell them that they should change the name or something else. So that is one of the things why our company needs to be registered. So the requirement is just your details. So this is why we have to, let me just say this. This is why we have two links for this meeting, because I know that a lot of people might not join on time and we might not start on time. And this particular topics is not something that I could rush. So I have to go a bit in details. So let me just go to post-incorporation. So very soon we will need to join the next link because it's giving me a signal of 10 minutes. Right, so let's talk about post-incorporation. Post-incorporation happens after you've already registered your company. Every adjustment you needed to make on your company after it has been registered. You can see what is, I think you can see my screen. Please communicate with me from the chat box, please, so that I will know maybe you are following, maybe questions or anything, or if you discover anything that comes up. So when we talk about post-incorporation.
Yes, you can see the screen, you can see the slide.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, when we talked about post-incorporation, this is change of name. You know, some people, they will maybe because of one thing or the other, when you were registering, you just realize that you just pick a name, just you want it approved. But along the line, you don't realize that this particular name doesn't suit what you are doing, and you want to change the name. That is when post-incorporation comes in. Now, this is, okay, I think I've oh, sorry. All right, let me just share the screen again. I think I pressed something. All right, so as I was saying, post-incorporation is when you're, okay, are we there? All right, okay. Yes, post-incorporation is when you want to change, make a particular amendment on your company that has already been registered, like a change of company name, you want to removal of a director or a shareholder, or you want to increase your share capital, or you want to change the company address. Maybe before you were in Lagos, now you've moved to Abuja. That is post-incorporation. Or you want to merge your company with another. That is post-incorporation. People that do post-incorporation are only for the company that has already been registered. Now I want to talk about annual return. You know, if you want to do anything at all in Corporate Affairs Commission, you can't do it until you pay your annual return. And the funniest thing is, what I've realized over the years is that, you know, when you're supposed to pay 2,000 naira and you didn't pay it, you now later pay 10,000 naira because of penalties. If you register a company, even though you've not really started doing business, keep the company going. Don't allow a lot of penalties pile up for you. You know, some people cancel they said, I want to register another company. I'm expecting one of my uncle here. He just told me, I think 3 days ago, he told me that, no, when we talked about tax, I asked him to give me bank statements since inception. He now said, 2012, he has not paid before, and you know what that means, and he's a contractor. So he now told me that, no, I should let him register another company. Those are the risks when you don't do things you're supposed to do. Immediately you take your decision to register a company, be ready to comply. And it's very simple. For annual return, for a business name, is 2,000 naira. And if you don't know, 3,000 naira for business name, and penalty is now 5,000 naira. For a limited liability company, is 5,000, and the penalty is now 5,000 when you don't pay annually. Now imagine that you didn't pay your annual return for like 5-10 years. So you're now paying 10,000. So we have 5 minutes more. Please be ready to join the other link. The second link that has Q and S, that's Q and A. I think I sent the 2 links. So return is very important when it comes to Corporate Affairs Commission. You cannot change anything at all in Corporate Affairs Commission unless you pay your annual return. You have to pay your annual return before you have any changes on your company. Maybe you have a director that is investing your money. You now want to remove that director. You now realize that annual return is what is holding you back when they are giving you like 200,000 annual return, and the director you want to remove is just like 10,000 naira or 20,000 naira that it will cost you. But annual return was not allowing you to do it on time. Some people, maybe they needed a contract and they want to increase their share capital or do one thing or the other. So to suit that requirement, but annual return will not allow them to do it on time because of the money that is involved. So immediately you register your company, I think for company is after 18 months. You start paying after 18 months. At least they give you time to just adjust yourself, do some business before you start paying. And business aim is 6 months before you start paying annual return. That's 3,000 in a year. I don't think it's too much. And company is just 5,000 in a year. That's all about post-incorporation. Please, if you have questions, please let me know. All right, thank you. So somebody said I should write on. So let's check compliance. Compliance is, we have FIRS. Okay, CAC is part of it. That is annual return, which is very, very important. We have PENCOM, we have NSIFT, we have ITF, we have BPP. Okay, let me now say this. All these are very important, most especially to companies. Or should I just hold on this so that we can talk more on it, since this particular link is going to expire anytime soon? Please immediately click on the second link. If you are having difficulties on it, you can just drop a message for me. Somebody is handling my is on my WhatsApp now, so that I can talk extensively on this, please. So I think it's just few minutes, like 2 minutes to round up. Okay, before then, let me just say something about VAT. That's for FIRS. You know, VAT, it has to do with enterprise and company. Even if you have an enterprise, you're supposed to be paying VAT. And you know why I said compliance is very easy? If you are not making money, FIRS is not expecting you to remit any amount. The only thing they are expected from you is just comply. Tell them that we did not make money this month. It's monthly, VAT is monthly. Just file a new return. All what they want to see is for you to file the return. Is it that you make money or not? File that return. At times, you can just pay a small amount of money if you know that maybe you make money, there's a turnover that month. So you can just pay a particular amount of money to avoid penalty, or you just file a new return. So all these compliances, if you have somebody that is guiding you, it's very easy. That's why I said, if you have a consultant and you have anybody that is handling your company for you, they try and let you know when and when to do some things, and it makes life easy for you. And the way this company is going, the way country is going on now, you can't do without having your own business. You cannot hand over a job, a paying job, to your family or to your children. You can only hand over your own business. So everybody owns a business, but we don't really comply, and it's now make it so difficult doing business in this country. So because of all this penalty and all that, please, we have 1 minute more. Can we quickly join? Is annual return different from tax? Yes, Mrs. Boladuro, annual return is different from tax. Annual return is paid to Corporate Affairs Commission, while tax is to FIRS. Please, let's join the next link immediately so that we can round up. Thank you so much.